In this video I'm going to quickly show what I think is the simplest way of making use of YACRS, the ClassResponse system used at the University of Glasgow. YACRS is controlled by the teacher using a little desktop application which I'm just logging into here, and I shall just go into a session. Once you're in the session, this is what the teacher will see while they're teaching. It's a wee tiny floating app and it gives a little bit of information, but it's basically used to control questions, and it will happily float over PowerPoint or whatever other presentation software you're using. So to demonstrate this, I shall just ask a question. Here on this slide I've got a multiple choice question, and to ask that I click the question mark on the YACRS control application. What that's now done is it's taken a screenshot, so it's taken a picture of my slide and saved it whilst at the same time opening up a question for students to respond to. And here on an Android emulator I'm in as a student and I can put in an answer. And that has caused this number of answers counter to increment. So I shall just fake a few more answers. So now I've got 4 answers in. If I stop that, and I can then look at a wee chart of the answer. So close that down. One way of teaching with this might be to then ask the students to discuss the question with their neighbours and see if they change their minds, and then you can ask the question again. And having got 4 answers in, stop that, and there you can see a slightly different set of answers, and I can also do a comparison with the previous set of answers. I can also change my question type, because obviously YACRS doesn't know anything about the questions on the slides. So there's different numbers of options, multiple choices, also ones that can have multiple responses, so checkboxes rather than radio buttons. And there's text input. So I have a slide with a text input question here, and I will ask this question. And now I shall quickly fake some answers. So now I've put in 5 answers, stop the question, and I can view this as a word cloud. It's not come out very well, but if there were a lot more answers this might look quite good. Another thing I can do now, following that question, but using the web interface. So if I bring my web interface over here, I can go into that response and select some of the options to create a choice question. And now, having done that, I can make that question active here. As you see, this is picked up that there's a question active, but I couldn't use the WeControl application to start that question. And now my student computer will see the multiple choice answer, a question based on these answers. And I shall now quickly fake some other answers, and I can bring up the chart, and I see an equal split between Java and PHP. So that basically shows the basics of using YACRS, using the teacher control interface. There are a lot more things that can be done using the web interface. However, it's much harder to just integrate that into your teaching, so I generally would recommend teachers use the teacher control interface as they get used to the system.